Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the THW NHL News and Rumors Rundown. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with the HockeyWriters.com. We hope you're having a fantastic weekend. It's been a busy time in the NHL. Lots of signings, some trades, lots of stuff happening in free agency, and we're already not that far away from preseason and the regular season of the 2021-2022 NHL season. I mean, it's already coming up pretty quick just because of the condensed schedule, so we got lots to get to. We're going to do that right now. Just a quick reminder, though, if you want to follow us at thehockeywriters.com, you can do so with all the articles and news that we're talking about here, as well on Twitter at thehockeywriter, and, of course, on Facebook, facebook.com, thehockeywriters. Okay, let's get right into the news. Some big ones today for the Edmonton Oilers. Darnell Nurse has signed a massive extension, an 8-year deal worth $74 million. It will kick in at the end of next season, so the 2021-22 season is when that one will start. It's in line with a lot of the other defensemen's contracts that were signed here recently. Dougie Hamilton, Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, Cale Makar, Miro Heiskanen. Just a number of defensemen are going for big bucks, even in a flat cap salary situation for the NHL, and Nurse is the latest of them. Clearly, the Oilers believe that he's their number one guy moving forward, that he's a building block for this team. $9.25 million per season for another 8 years certainly suggests that. He talked to the media and said it was mostly about the timing of things, the way the marketplace fell down, how the other defensemen set the market for him. He was leaning towards a 4-year deal and then moved on to an 8-year deal. And he's happy to be staying in Edmonton, which is really cool. Anton Khudobin is a name that's maybe been floated around the Oilers organization. Looks like the Dallas Stars might be looking at moving a goaltender, whether it's Ben Bishop or Khudobin or somebody else. They've got maybe too many guys, especially after they signed Braden Holtby. Doesn't mean the Oilers are in here. It could be that Ken Holland has settled in on Mikko Koskinen and Mike Smith, but Khudobin is a name that's been floated around Edmonton a little bit, so we'll see if there's anything to that at all. Lots of talk in New York about what the Islanders are doing. Adam Pelech is signed now to an extension, avoids arbitration, but Lou Lamoriello hasn't really revealed any information on anybody else, from Zach Parise to Kyle Palmieri to Casey Kazikis. They're not really sure what the Islanders are doing here. They've just stayed really quiet. The belief seems to be that maybe they're working on a trade. Could be like a Vladimir Tarasenko out of St. Louis. And that Lou Lamoriello just doesn't want anybody to know how much cap space he's got to work with. And that by revealing the signings as they happen, he's sort of just giving away his hand and tipping it. He's done this before, so this is not anything really new for Lamoriello. We'll probably get a flood here of signings for the New York Islanders if a trade does go down. So we'll see what happens in that respect. Talk from Craig Morgan, an Arizona Coyotes insider, is that Phil Kessel's representative has asked the Coyotes for a trade. Not sure how serious the request is or if he's refusing not to play or anything like that, but just that he's looking to move on. The Coyotes have sent out a number of contracts and names here in the offseason. There's really not a whole lot left for that team to do anything to contend with. And Kessel's on the last year of a deal here before his contract runs out. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't sound like there's too many teams that are interested. He is looking at Vegas, hopefully. Doesn't sound like their cap situation is going to allow that to happen. The Coyotes would obviously retain some salary in a trade, and that would make it a little easier for people, but maybe there's just not a lot of interest in Kessel floating around, which is a little surprising considering how consistent a scorer he is and that he's always producing for whatever team he's on. Brady Tkachuk has apparently informed the Ottawa Senators that he's more than willing to sign a long-term contract extension, but he needs a little assurance first from the Senators that they're going to be a playoff team, that they're going to add some pieces around them. They've been relatively quiet so far in the offseason, unlike last year where they added a lot of pieces early on. They haven't done much of anything this offseason, and Tkachuk just wants to know that if he's going to sign on long haul, that he's got some people around him to help that team get into the playoffs and be a competitor. So we're seeing what's going to happen here with Tkachuk over the next few weeks. Could be a bridge deal. Could be a long-term deal, but Ottawa's probably going to have to sign some players and make some moves before they can get Tkachuk on another 8-year extension or something in that nature. And finally, Evander Kane. Lots of talk surrounding Evander Kane. It's not good news. He's been allegedly accused of betting on games, especially games in which his own team is involved and games he's played for. He's denied it. There's a whole mess here going on. Now the latest reports are that a lot of his teammates don't want him back in San Jose. Doesn't look like he's going to be traded, though, because there's not a lot of teams willing to take on Evander Kane and all the drama that comes with his contract. And he's a pretty high-paid player if he's got a few more years on his contract. So not sure where this is all going to go, but if he's not welcome back in San Jose and other teams want to take him on, he's got a lot of financial troubles. It's not like he's really considering just leaving the game of hockey. So we'll see what happens with Evander Kane and how badly San Jose wants to move this player. They might be stuck with him. We'll have to see if it figures itself out. But the situation around Evander Kane does not look very good right now. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. We'll be back with you next weekend to talk more news and rumors in the NHL. Don't forget, go to thehockeywriters.com for all of the reports, tons of great articles. Check out the YouTube page, a lot of video content there. And, of course, Facebook and Twitter, you can follow us on there as well. All right, guys, have a fantastic week.